know what that means? Un día a la vez, la voz del pueblo en pleno arranque. Hola, compadre, ¿cómo está? Compadre Jimmy Martinez. And I almost said Dora Martinez. She's listening probably.
Yes, she is. She's listening.
All right, Sandra, how are you? And our guest, Orlando Vasquez, the BISD Board of Trustees, and Dr. DuBose, BBO Superintendent.
Thank you.
Sandra, do we have a prayer?
Yes, we do. Okay. Heavenly Father, thank you for this opportunity to serve through La Voz. Guide our words and fill us with kindness and wisdom and truth. May this program bring hope, unity, and to all who are listening. Bless our guests, listeners, and families. May everything we do be in your honor. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
Amen.
Thank you, amen. Yes,
Yes, yes.
Compadre Jimmy,
Yes.
compadre.
Thank you for the opportunity to be live again. This is our 29th show in 6 months. We are a new association, and we've been here for 6 months, and we've had a guest every week. And today we're honored and privileged to have the interim superintendent of the Buell Independent School District, as well as the president of the Buell Independent School District Board of Trustees. Thank you all for accepting our invitation. Thank you for being with us today. We will be asking you a couple of 2-3 questions, and the show will be as great as we expect it to be. The audience is out there ready to listen to what you have to say, and they're ready for the school district to open up. I will start the question. I will address the president of the Buell Independent School District, Mr. Orlando Vasquez. Mr. Vasquez, what is your vision for the Buell ISD over the next several years?
I think one of the proud things that we have done as a school district is we've provided many CTE programs for our kiddos, and they've done very well, whether it's the fine arts program, culinary arts, cosmetology, our welding department. I think those programs continue to grow, and they're putting us on the map. Every time we turn around, they're either state champions or going to nationals, and so we're very proud of that, and we want that to continue. We want that to grow. Some of the things that we are always concerned about is our academics, on our academic side. You know, we have people that are always saying, well, you guys need to get to an A rating, or you need to get to a B rating, and our folks are working very hard to do that. And you know, as long as we're progressing, I think we're going to get there. We're getting close, and we're thankful for the people that we have working for the district that are making these type of things happen.
Wonderful, wonderful.
I think welding is one of the best things that the ISD can do.
Yes, sir. We have had state champions, I think, the last 2 or 3 years in a row, and they've also gone to nationals. So we're excited of that program as well. Yes, sir.
That is great, and that's great.
Let me ask you, Mr. Vasquez, what are the board's trustees' top priorities for 2026 and 27?
Well, one of the things that we always talk about is making sure we maintain our facilities. We take care of our schools. The more we take care of them now, the less that people will have to worry about in the future. Because if you just kick the can down the road, you know it's going to be more expensive later on. The compensation package, we're always trying to squeeze every penny that we can for our teachers and support staff. We recently just approved a raise for everyone across the board. Our teachers are getting a 1%, our support staff 2%, maintenance, bus drivers another 3%. So we're always focused on trying to do what we can for our folks, and so we're going to continue that. We try to squeeze every penny that we can out of our budget. We have our chief financial officer who's always working very hard with us, Ms. Della Castillo, our superintendent, you know, so our school board is focused on making sure that we get our people to come back every year. This year we've been very fortunate. We had a minimal loss of staff, and a matter of fact, I think we were just told recently that we only need one teacher in our entire district.
Wow.
And I think that's going to be filled pretty soon.
Wow.
But in our
That
entire
that
district,
that is
just
that
one
is
teacher.
great.
Yeah.
Yes,
So
awesome.
that tells you a lot about Beeville ISD, and that tells you a lot about the compensation package that we offer.
That's right.
Mr. Vasquez, you have given all those raises without raising taxes.
That's correct, yes, sir.
Wow. That's almost unheard of nowadays.
Yes, sir.
You know, that, congratulations to you all for doing that. Yes, yes.
Mhm.
Go ahead.
La doctora DuBose es la superintendente del distrito escolar. Do you speak Spanish?
Muy poquito español.
Dr. DuBose, welcome to Dali. Welcome to Beeville, Texas. Yes, yeah, I think you were telling me you're from Fort Worth.
Originally, I went to high school in Fort Worth, but I certainly want to say buenas tardes today.
Buenas tardes.
And thank you for having me here today.
You're welcome. You're welcome. You're welcome. What motivated you to accept the position of superintendent for the BISD?
What motivated me, when you decide to go someplace, you want to make sure that your goals are aligned. And I very much appreciate what this board is doing from the standpoint of being united. And this board really cares about this community. They are truly vested. They all have children, grandchildren, or they may have even gone to Beeville. And so when you see the types of things that this district is doing to take care of the community, and you feel like you can be a part of that and can contribute to that, that becomes a reason for you want to go to that school district and be a part of that work.
So what have you been, first impression of the students, staffs, and community? What was that?
The first thing I can say is that people have been extremely welcoming. They've been very kind. The students are well behaved. And I know school's not in, so I don't know, maybe I'll change my mind about that. But right now, I mean, I get to see kids, in their workplaces. They come and they volunteer for our food drives, and they're always just very respectful. And so, so the kids are great. The community, what I see in this community is that everyone tries to help one another. And so, I'm not saying that.
For you.
Yeah, I'm not saying that to be nice. It's palatable, and people come together, to really help, everyone in the community. So those are some things that I've seen, that certainly when people say, well, do you like Beeville? Yes, I like Beeville, and those are the things that I see that make me want to be a part of this community.
All right, great. Okay, Mr. Vasquez, before I get to your question, I want to take this time to thank our sponsors, Cool Breeze Services, Michael Mojades, Ernest Garza, CPA, Ruben Bonilla, Attorney at Law, and then Beeville Ward 4 City Councilman Ray Garcia and son Brian Garcia, Jerry and Velma Martinez, designers of custom-made homecoming moms and garters, and the Vallarta Taqueria. Okay, Mr. Vasquez, how does the board measure success for the students, teachers, and the district?
Well, I think one of the ways you measure success is participation, right? Whether kids are participating in extracurricular activities, after-school programs, that kind of tells us where we stand. Are we doing a good thing? Do we need to make adjustments? And so I think that's part of it. The other part is, excuse me, in our teachers, we measure success by how many of these folks are coming back, right?
That's right.
Are they happy to be back with us? And I think that's a big thing for us. We pay attention very closely to when somebody's leaving. Why are they leaving? What caused them to leave? Was it that they just weren't happy with the district, or was it something else?
Right.
And so that's how that's another way for us to measure the success that we're having at BISD.
Right. Good. And Mr. Vasquez, what are the district's greatest strengths, and what areas need improvement, in your opinion?
Oh, definitely the greatest strengths are our teachers. We have some terrific teachers here at BISD, folks that have been here for 5, 10, 15 years and longer. They are the backbone of what we're doing at the school. Without them, we have nothing, right? And so We're thankful for the teachers that we have, the administration that we have. Many of them are living here, and that's important. You know, the community wants to see these folks living in your community, and so I think those are the positive things. The things that where we need improvement, it's going to continue to be the academic side, and they're working on it very hard. And so I think you're going to see that here probably in the school year where those improvements are going to be shown. And so those are the things that I think that are needed.
Mm-hmm. Yes, sir.
For Dr. DuBose, what are your immediate priorities as you lead the district?
So at this point, the biggest thing is we're trying to get our elementary campus open. So that's one of the big priorities, of course. At this time, school starts next week. So at this time, we're working on readiness. And at this point, in terms of all of our campuses, we have to make sure that they are ready to receive the students. And so right now, that's what we're working on. And then as school starts, leading into and even now, we're retweaking, looking at our priorities. Soon we will receive information from the state. And so what we want to ensure that we do is that we are making any adjustments needed to ensure that we're doing what we need to do so that we can improve any academic standing that we have. Because we do at the end of the day, and they've not even said this to me, but I know this. Ultimately, the goal is for this district to become an A district. And so it's a matter of if it's going to be a short-term goal or a long-term goal. Mm-hmm. But we will, as we get that information in, we're going to look and we'll tweak our plans so that we can ultimately ensure that all of our students are successful.
What academic activities will have the greatest impact on students' achievement this year?
I would say one of the number one things, and this will be my big plea to our parents. It's hard to teach kids when they don't come to school. So we need our students to come to school.
That's right.
Unless they're sick. Unless they're sick, we need them to come to school because it's really hard. We learned through COVID that there was a large, and I know we don't like to talk about COVID that much these days, but there was learning loss. And so with that, we just have to continue to ensure that our kids are getting here so that we can provide them with the instruction that they need, because it really does hurt them when they're not.
That's right. That's exactly right. Mr. Vasquez, how is the board addressing school safety and campus security?
We have a top-notch police department. When we started our police department 6 or 7 years ago, don't give me the actual number, one of the things that the school board wanted to make sure was we were going to go out there and get the best that we could find. And our police chief, Artie Gomez, is definitely that individual, and the folks under him have done a terrific job. The focus from the board when it comes to school safety is unreal. We probably go over the top, and that's okay. We're going to continue to do that. We're going to do everything we can to protect our kiddos and our staff. Yes. If some people don't like some of the policies that we put in place, that's too bad.
That's too
bad.
We're
going to do what we possibly can for our kiddos. So our police department is so good that they are sought after by other schools when they're trying to open up their own police departments.
Wow.
Or they're trying to set up policies. They call us. The Texas legislature calls our people, what is it that you're doing at Beeville ISD so we can follow what you guys are doing?
What an honor.
So from that, and the police department kind of keeps quiet about that, right?
Yes.
I like to brag about them because that's one of the most important things I think in any school system nowadays, because of what's happened in the past.
That's right.
Is making sure that we have folks in place and we don't do anything less than what is needed to keep our kiddos safe. And
That's
we're
right.
going to continue to do that.
That's right. Okay, Mr. Vasquez, how do you plan to, and I think you touched on this, how do you plan to support and retain outstanding teachers and staff?
Again, the most important thing that you can do to retain teachers and staff is making sure that they appreciate what we see in them. right?
That's right.
That we are taking care of them financially, that we're providing the best packages possible for them, that we hear them too. You know, lots of times you'll hear a teacher say, well, I can't say anything because of X, Y, Z. Well, that's not true. If you really need to talk to someone, you go up the chain of command, and I promise you, you're going to be heard. You know, let me just give you a quick example on the compensation package. Insurance went up 12% this year. That's a lot.
Mm-hmm.
The school board decided we were going to pay for all of it. You're still going to get a raise, but we're also going to pay you a 12% increase in your
Self-insured.
in your health benefits, and so we took care of that. For us, that is showing our folks that we truly care about you and we want you here, and we're going to take care of you.
That's right.
So that is our biggest thing, is trying to make sure that we can provide them the tools that they need. You know, we have an education foundation that is terrific. They provide grants to these teachers. They raise lots and lots of money. There's another opportunity for them to get things in their classrooms, right? 5, 6, 7 years ago, we didn't have that.
That's right.
Now they provide hundreds of thousands of dollars to these teachers. All you got to do is ask. We were talking about that yesterday in convocation, where these folks are coming in and saying, hey, we have money for you, just ask for it.
Yeah.
You know, if you need something for your classroom, just ask for it. We have the Joe Barnhart Foundation. That is amazing. You know, they provide over $1 million to BISD for after-school programs, for just various things that we need. And so we have lots of good folks that are helping us. And so there's a lot of appreciation out there from the community. So that's what I can say.
Good. That's good. Mr. Vasquez, what role do parents play in helping students succeed academically?
The most important role a parent can play today is make sure their kids are in school. Get them to school. Even if you gotta force them, it's not doing kids any good by staying home and missing learning opportunities.
That's right.
And when kids do get home, parents help them by asking questions. What happened today? What's going on? Any extracurricular activities? Parents, get involved. The school wants you at their games. The
That's
school
right.
wants you at their cheerleading competitions. We want you there, you know? And so I think the more a parent is involved in their child and understands the schooling that's going on, the better that child is going to be.
At the PTO meetings, they need to get involved.
Yes, right.
Mm-hmm. Okay, doctor, I have a question for you now.
Yes.
What steps is the district taking to ensure every student graduates ready for college, a career, or the military service?
So, of course, that goes back to academics. One of the things that I stated in convocation yesterday was every educator, every school has a responsibility, even down to our early childhood center. When our students leave that campus, they need to be able to read simple words. They need to be able to do simple computation. They need to know how to write their name. That's their responsibility when they come out of the early childhood center. Then when they go to elementary, they must be able to read when they get into third grade. Many folks know that there are statistics built around building prisons based on illiteracy at the third grade level. So students must be on or above the reading level in third grade. That's a marker for us. And we do know that, give or take, that some kids come in at different levels.
Yes.
And our role and responsibility is to catch them up. They go to middle school. We have to make sure that they're proficient in algebra. And so those are some of the things, and making sure that kids are taking those interest surveys so that they can figure out what they like doing, so that we can start, when they get in 8th grade, we can put them on that graduation plan so that they can be prepared to go to college, be ready to work when they leave
That's right.
high school, or go to the military for that matter.
That's right.
And so, so each school has a responsibility so that we can make sure that all of our students are college, career, and military ready.
Okay. I have a question that's off, but from an educational standpoint, at what age should your child be able to tie their shoes?
First grade.
First grade.
No later than first grade. Kindergarten preferably.
Okay. Because that was a conversation that we've had along.
Let me interject this. You're watching La Voz del Pueblo, and we have our special guest today, Dr. DuBose, and the president of the School Board District, Orlando Vasquez. Thank you again for being our guest this afternoon. We'll continue with the questions.
Question 14. Do you have that one?
What financial challenge does the district face, and how is the board preparing for that?
So we all know in this community that we don't have a whole lot of manufacturing coming in or any industry. And so we try to squeeze everything that we can out of our budget to pay for things, whether it's payroll. Payroll is 80% of our budget, right? And so we're cognizant of that. And so the challenges are in the future, you know how the state is providing additional funding for teachers. Well, eventually some of those teachers start making more than their supervisors. And so we have to find a way to be able to fix that. And so as the state does things to help pay for more teacher pay, the school district, the local folks, have to find a way to take care of the folks that are above them. And so those are some of the challenges that we go through all the time. You know, there's things that we need, and we were just recently told we could sure use a new football scoreboard. Well, that's a $400,000 ticket.
Wow.
How do we come up with it? We're trying to figure out ways, whether maybe the community could help the school district, some sort of partnership. And so the good thing about our community is they all want to help.
That's right.
You know, you guys have been here long enough to know that this community will reach out and give what they can, and so we're very thankful for that. But those are some of the challenges that we'll continue to go through until we get, hopefully down the road, some manufacturing. I know one entity is already looking to hire 40 or 50 people. The college is helping them out, so that's going to be a plus for our
That's
community.
awesome.
So that's those are the type of things that we need to help with our funding in the future.
Yes. Before Mr. Montes gets, let me get started. Let me give a shout out again to our sponsors: Cool Breeze, Mr. Michael Mojades, Ernest Garza, CPA, Ruben Bonilla, attorney at law, Viva Councilman Ward 4, Ray Garcia and son Brian, Mr. Jerry Rodriguez, our friend from Berkeley, Texas, Jerry and Velma Martinez, designer, customs homecoming moms and garters, and of course Vallarta Taqueria. Go ahead, sir.
Las 4:41 minutos, estamos platicando con Dr. DuBose and Orlando Vasquez. Doctor, how is BISD using technology to improve classroom learning?
Well, one of the things that, when I'm going to go back to COVID, one of the things that the district did, even before I got here, was to ensure that we had the proper amount, pretty much almost one-to-one devices for all of our students. So that means, because the way that things are these days, a lot of the learning is, there's a large ed tech industry, and so a lot of our kids are learning through that method. And then we also have some programs like robotics, and so we've got a lot of kids that are taking advantage of that program. So one of the things, we're definitely in a place where our community and our school district is definitely making the investment, and that's one of the best things about this community, is that this community is willing to make the investment to have whatever our kids need.
What programs are available for students interested in career and technical education?
So, I know one of the things that we mentioned is that there is obviously growing in cosmetology, and then I know we have some FFA programs. So we've got something for everybody.
Nothing on the medical field or anything like that?
Yes, so we have the program with and it's going to expand with the Coastal Bend, with that particular program in terms of kids going into health science programs.
Wow.
That's awesome.
Wow.
17, good.
Let me ask you this. How many students do you have in the district?
We have slightly under 3,000.
3,000.
Mm-hmm.
And how many employees?
We have about, well, it depends on who you count, because we have teachers, and then obviously we have paraprofessionals or what have you. So we're probably around close to like 200 teachers or so. And I can't recall the exact number of everyone else, but I know it shouldn't be more than about 500 or so.
Yes.
Yeah, somewhere in that range.
So what challenges do you anticipate this school year, and how will the district address them?
Okay. So I would say, again, we do know that, again, we're going to continue to look at our academics. We really want to make sure that we're able to help our teachers that might need just a little more help, even though we have fantastic teachers, but we want to make sure we give them the support and the resources that they need, so that, again, we can help our students that might be struggling and need a little more time. And so those are going to be some things we know that we're going to dig in a little deeper to see how we can help the students that are struggling. And we have the means in which to do that, but we're going to go even deeper with providing the support.
I'm sure you all have a hard time, because I hear about other school districts trying to steal our teachers when they're very good, you know, and I bet you have a hard time trying to keep them, you know. It's very...
Yeah, so we definitely want to support our new teachers. We don't have a lot of, we had about 20 new teachers that were getting trained last week. So again, we want to make sure that they're successful, and we provide them, one of the programs that we're using is capturing kids' hearts, because we really want them to build relationships with our students, so that we know that if kids know that the teacher cares, it's going to make it a lot easier for them to learn from those adults.
So you still have teachers' aides and people like that?
Yes,
like this?
yes, and they play a significant role in ensuring that our students get the help that they need, especially in our classes with students who have special needs.
Mm-hmm.
We're coming to the end of the show now, and we would again like to thank you all for accepting our invitation and being with us. We also want to thank our listening audience, our over 4,000 Facebook people that are listening to us today, and we want to thank our sponsors. Once again, does anyone else have anything else that you want to add?
What final message would you like to share with the students, parents, and employees and citizens of the Big County?
We'll start with Doctor, and then Mr. Vasquez, you can answer. That's what.
Nice. Well, first of all, I'd like to say that we are excited to start this new school year. We are ready. Our buildings, we're getting them ready so that we can welcome students. We want this to be a successful year for all students. We'll continue to have events for our parents so that they can learn more about how they can help their kids at home, because whenever you can have that home parent connection, ultimately it makes a world of difference in the growth of a child. So we are excited to receive students next week, and we're going to do everything that we can to ensure that all kids are successful.
That's right.
And I think
We've got 3 minutes.
And I think from my standpoint, as a board member, is we want our people to know that we're trying to do everything we can to be supportive of what they need. We want to be able to provide the tools to help them be successful. For the kiddos, the same thing. We want to do everything that we can as a school board. I have a Meet and Greet Foundation that we just raised over $90,000 that we're able to provide funding for our athletic programs. And so that's another plus, another way our community helps out our kiddos to help them be successful in whatever particular program that they may be in.
Okay. You and I had a conversation, Mr. Vasquez, earlier. We are going to try, or you're going to try and see if we can get our new athletic director and our head coaches here, because we all know football's big here in Beeville. So hopefully we'll be able to get them in here soon.
I'm going to ask CJ tonight if he's willing to come in and have an opportunity to come in here and talk to you. The one thing y'all want to do, though, is you want to be able to take the mic away from that guy. Once he starts talking, it's just going to take him a while to stop. So.
But the kids love him. He's a great guy, great personality, and so the kids really enjoy him.
Awesome. Well, again, thank y'all for being here. We appreciate it. Mr. Montes, any final words?
Yes, sir. Thank you. Thank you for coming. And door is always open for
Thank
you
you.
all.
Thank you so much for having
Thank you.
us today.
You all doing a great job.